Why alternate picking is very important. We have to start by talking about the rhythm, and we have to imagine that whenever we play a rhythm that is 1, 2, 3, 4, okay, and we play any type of rhythm over this simple beat, okay, in 4/4, we have to imagine that for each 1, 2, 3, 4, we have an 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and, okay, so we have all the quarters that are actually let's say decomposed in eighths, and in the eighths there is the alternate picking techniques. Whenever you have all the quarters, so you have 1, 2, 3, 4, you have for each quarter 2 eighths, and for each eighth you have to imagine that you have a 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So this gives you the basics to understand how the alternate picking works, because on the strong movement you have to play a downstroke, and on the weak movement you have to play an upstroke. So it's going to be 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Okay, so that's the main point of alternate picking, and of course you can double this concept. So it's going to be 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and, so in 4 triplets, etc, etc. But the point is that you always start with a downstroke and then you develop it little by little. What we do right now is trying to understand how to play the right hand, how to position the right hand correctly. So when we talk about the right hand, the first concept that we have to understand is the economy of movement. So we have to actually take our wrist exactly on the bridge, okay, so not suspended, not crazy movements here around. This is Marty Friedman setting. You can also have it, but it's pretty bizarre. What I suggest you to do is to hold the pick more or less like this, like you are handling a little bell like this, and you can actually take your right hand closed or a bit open. I personally advise you to keep the right hand closed and to focus on the movements that you can obtain also only from the wrist. Okay, so the wrist is here and this is your pivot point, and you move up and down, up and down. So don't do this, don't use your forearm, because you're going to break the economy of movements rule, let's say. So you have to focus mostly on this type of movement. So on down, up, down, up, down, up, okay? Nothing more than that. So there are many variations to that. There are so many different settings, okay? Michelangelo Baccio does that. Pat Metheny does something like that. Steve Morse does something like that, if I remember well. Marty Friedman uses it like this. So there are so many different setups for the right hand, because everyone definitely goes accordingly to their personal needs. But in general, what I suggest you to do is using only your wrist and try to focus on the pick around the strings. Okay, so there are also variations of this technique. For example, this one is called circular picking. Someone is using it. Me personally, I don't like it, but this is also a possibility. So whenever you play up and down, you can use your thumb more or less in this direction. Me personally, I find it very uncomfortable, and what I try to do is mostly focus on the the same technique that you can see you can see from Paul Gilbert or Guthrie Govan, for example, that for me are the two beasts considering this picking in general. So try to stay focused only on maintaining the pick only around this line here. So don't do this, don't do this, unless you want to play a Steve Ray Vaughan type of stuff. So, but to play one single note at a time, you don't need to move along the string. So try to imagine this line that in this type of guitar is the same line that you can have on the center pickup, and to move like that. So when you go down, you move along this line, and when you go up, you move along this line, okay? It's important to do not do this or this other strange movement. So always on the same line. So imagine that we do 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. We always follow this line, okay? nothing more than that. And also, whenever you play this movement here, your wrist stays on the bridge, okay, and your forearm doesn't move. Even if I play very fast, very fast groups of notes, everything stays around the string. Okay, another little detail here that I want to give you is how the pick has to let's say move around the string. So personally speaking, I don't advise you to keep your pick like this, completely horizontal on the string. You have to make it a little bit slant, let's say around 20 degrees. Okay, so you have to follow the natural position of your thumb. So the pick doesn't have to stay stuck in the strings like this, but you have to make it a bit slant so you can attack the string more on the angle, a little bit on the angle. But anyway, try to focus mostly on the point of the pick. So you don't have to overdo this, going too down, let's say, on the contact with the string, but try to mostly staying around the point of the pick, okay? So little small movements, but very fast and lethal. Okay, another very important subject is the position of the left hand. The concept of economy of movements applies also here. So whenever you try to use your left hand, you have to imagine that you are trying to minimize the movement. So whenever you try to synchronize the left hand with the right hand, you have to avoid as much as possible to raise too much your fingers like this, because this will be absolutely, let's say, not comfortable for the speed in particular. So you have to focus mostly on movements that are very small and very concentrate along the string. So try to stay as close as possible to the string. So the more you minimize the movements, the more you will acquire groove, speed, and accuracy. So if you play a very short sequence of 1, 2, 3, 4 like this, so you have to try to play around the string, okay? So do not detach too much. This will destroy completely your speed and your accuracy. And at the same time, what I suggest you is to try to stay as much as possible relaxed, okay? So it's not about being in tension, okay? But it's all about relaxing. So it's all about relaxing and trying to minimize the movements. Okay, and also if you minimize the movements, you will have a very good improvement on what it is, the clarity of the notes, because each note must be clear and easy to understand. Of course, if you are just fast but you are not clear enough, then notes won't be easy, let's say, to be understood. So what you want to do is minimize the movements and also have every note very, very clear. This is the reason why I suggested to start very, very slow and then progress little by little. So guys, now that we understood how to put together the left hand and the right hand, I have an exercise for you, and you can find the transcriptions on my Patreon page. So guys, if you appreciated this lesson, please don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel and also to leave me a big thumb up. You can also add me on Instagram and on TikTok. I like to connect with you guys also there, and I will see you all next time.